Hi Maker, this is Claire from Eclair Makery, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet my strawberries and cream blanket pattern. For this blanket I use Lion Brand Basic Stitch in Blush Heather, Red Heather, Ecru, and Pine Heather, and you'll also need a 5.5mm crochet hook. If you want to use a different worsted weight yarn, you can find all of the yardage information in my blog post, so you can use any yarn you want. To start your blanket, you're going to begin by making a slip knot, and then we are going to start doing chain stitches as the foundation of the blanket. So for the lapgan size, which is the sample that is pictured in the beginning, you are going to chain 142 chain stitches. And for the baby size, it's a little bit different, but begin by making 140 chains. Then once you have those 140 chains, we're going to go down to the third chain from the hook and half double crochet through each one of the chain stitches on this chain stitch strand that we just made, and this is going to be the very first layer of our blanket. So go ahead and just half double crochet through each one of those chain stitches, and then I will show you the next part that we will do. Once you have all of those half double crochets done, we are going to begin the next row and the next 8 rows, which is just where you chain 2, turn your work, and then you half double crochet all the way down this first row. So you'll repeat that for 8 rows. After you get to the end of row 9, you are going to be switching over to your white yarn. So on this last half double crochet of row 9, we are going to yarn over, do the first half of the stitch to where we get the 3 loops on our hook, and we're going to take our white yarn here, and we are going to use this as the last yarn over of that stitch where we pull that yarn through, and then that gives us a nice clean color change to our new color for the next row. So then our next row, we are going to be doing bobble stitches and half double crochets. So we are going to start with a half double crochet in this first stitch. Then our next one we're going to do is a bobble stitch. So it starts by yarning over like you're going to do a double crochet, insert your hook, then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and then instead of finishing off this stitch like you would a normal double crochet, we're going to yarn over again, insert our hook in that same stitch, yarn over, and then yarn over and pull through. Now you've got 3 loops, and you'll repeat that process till you have a total of 5 loops on your hook. Then you yarn over, pull through all 5 loops, and you've got your first bobble stitch. It's hard to tell right here what it looks like, but we'll yarn over and then do a half double crochet in the next stitch, then do the bobble and the one after that, just like this. 3, 4, 5 loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, do a half double crochet. So this is what it looks like on the front. It'll have the little half double crochets in between each bobble stitch, and then you just repeat doing that over and over all the way down the row, doing a half double crochet and then a bobble stitch till you get to the very end. Just like we changed colors at the very beginning of this row, on our last yarn over, we'll have all 5 of those loops. We'll take our background pink yarn, pull through all 5 of those loops, tighten it, and then this is what the full row of bobbles will look like when you're done. Then we are going to take our yarn here, chain 2, then turn our work, and you are going to half double crochet all the way down this row. And once you finish this row, then you will do 2 more rows of half double crochet before we begin on the color work section of our blanket. once you have done the beginning portion with the 9 rows of the background, the bobble row, and then the 1, 2, 3 rows of half double crochet, we are going to begin the color work section. So this chart is made up of a couple different stitches. You've got the background, which is our pink, then you've got the red, which is the strawberry, and the green, which is the leaves of the strawberry. And with this chart, all of the odd numbered rows are going to be the wrong side of your blanket, and then the even rows will be the right side. So to begin, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the background. And here I've got some of those. We're going to do a couple more before we change color. And then when we get to that 11th stitch, we're going to leave those 3 loops here on our hook, and we are going to grab our red yarn here. And just like we did in that bobble row, when we change colors, we're going to do it by, instead of using our background, we are going to use the red. And make sure all the tails are facing you on this one because we are doing it on the wrong side. And so we'll do our first stitch here, which is going right here is going to be a bobble, half double crochet, bobble, half double crochet, bobble, and then a half double crochet. So this first stitch is going to be a bobble, so we'll yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull the loop through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, and we've got our 2 loops here on the hook. We will yarn over again, and then we are going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through again. And then we've got our 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5 of those, and then we are going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch. And so if you'd like to carry the yarn over to the other side where you're going to use the background, you can go underneath the yarn like this, insert your hook, and essentially just crochet over that stitch. And I like to do that on all of the half double crochets. So you'll do another bobble stitch, and then I'll carry my yarn here again, do a half double crochet, then we're going to do one more bobble, and then after we do this bobble, we're going to do a half double crochet, but we will be switching back to the background. See here, this was our last half double crochet, so we're going to take our background yarn, yarn over, pull through to switch colors, and then do half double crochets, and you're going to do 11 more half double crochets, and then you will repeat from the very beginning of the chart all the way across on that very first row, and then you'll keep repeating that section to the very end. After you've done that first row of color work, you will have these 3 bobbles right here, and we are going to do the next row. And here I've done 9 stitches so far of the background, and since we are going to be having a red one stitch sooner than the previous row, we're going to do this 10th stitch and then switch our colors. And so then we'll yarn over, pull through, and make sure to keep those strands of yarn on the side away from you. So our next stitches are going to be half double crochets, and then if you'd like to carry your background yarn across this one right here, this strand, you can take it and basically hold it on the tops, and then like I showed you in the previous round, you're crocheting around it, so under it and then over it, if that makes any sense. So you will insert your hook, and you can do every couple stitches, like I do 2 or 3 sometimes. Then I'll hold my yarn up and then crochet around it so that I can bring it over to where I am going to need it. Then once you've gotten to the end of that little portion of color work, we'll switch back, and then you'll just keep doing the half double crochet, repeating of the color work for those remaining 10 stitches before you repeat it across the rest of the row. So once you have done this section of the strawberry color work right here, you will have 4 rows of strawberry bubbles, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we are going to begin on the leaf section here. So the first row of the leaves will look like this with the 2 green baubles amidst the red ones, and I'll go ahead and show you how it will work with having the 3 different colors you're working with. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to our red yarn here, and then we are going to start this with a bobble, half double crochet, bobble, half double crochet before we get to the green. So we'll do our first bobble here, and then we'll finish the first bobble. Then I'm going to carry my pink yarn, do a half double crochet, then another bobble, and then after this one we'll do the half double crochet where we'll switch to the green. So finish that bobble, and then we are going to switch to the green right here to do that first stitch. So take your green yarn and pull it through, and then we will do a bobble with the green and then a half double crochet. And essentially it's just the same like working with 2 colors, but sometimes you got to carry the yarn a little bit more. So I like to just carry my colors. So you can finish this bobble, and then on that half double crochet you can insert your hook under those 3 strands, insert it through the loop, the stitch, and then you can switch back over to the red. If you totally want to just cut and join, you can. And then you pull that yarn through, and then keep going with this section of the color work. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. And I do want to point out that after you've done that last green bobble, you can just leave that green yarn there and then just carry your pink yarn till you need it in a couple stitches. And that way you don't have to manage all of those yarns. So this is what it'll look like with those 2 green bobbles. Then you have just 2 more rows with the red before you switch to whole rows of just the green. So go ahead and finish up all of your strawberry color work, and then we will keep moving on with the blanket. Once you have finished making your strawberry section of the color work, then you will do 2 rows of half double crochet in the background color, and then you will do one of the just plain bobble rows with the half double crochet and bobble, and do that all the way across. Then you will do 9 rows of half double crochet in the background color, and then you'll repeat this whole section right here, the bobble row and then the 9 rows of half double crochet, the amount of times needed per size. So for the size of blanket I made the sample of, this is the lapgan size, so you will do this a total of 7 times before you do another color work section. So once you've done all of those repeats, then you will do another one of the strawberry color work sections, a bobble row, and then 9 more rows of half double crochet on your blanket to finish the whole thing.
And then once you have finished the whole blanket, I'll show you how to sew on these little seed stitches on the berry baubles right here.
After you finished the main part of your blanket, we're going to stitch the little V stitches on our strawberries to give it that finishing touch. So you'll take your yarn, I'm using the cream one, you will thread it on a yarn needle, and then you want to make sure that you tie a knot at the end before you stitch. Then you're going to insert your needle through one of the top corners of one of the baubles, then insert it back down towards the bottom, then go up on the other side, and then back down through the same spot on the bottom of the bauble in order to form that little V. And then you will just repeat that on each one of the bobble stitches to give it the little seeds, and then repeat that on each one of the baubles in order to give the finishing touches for your strawberry blanket. Well, I hope you love your new strawberries and cream blanket. I love this pattern so much, and I think you will too. See you next time.